I'm on a mission to put innovative European entrepreneurs in the spotlight and share their story to the world. These are the stories of entrepreneurs of Europe. Hello everybody and welcome to Entrepreneurs of Europe. Today you're going to meet Bert from a technology company governance.com. Bert is a CEO and a co-founder of the company. Before governance, Bert was working in a bank and he was struggling with all the data and spreadsheets across the organization and of course lack of control. And he came up with an idea and built with his brother an overlay on the top of this information. And this innovation became governance. So governance helps regulated companies with oversight. They unlock the data across the organization, resulting better control and easier decision making. Now you're going to meet Bert. His answers to my 6 questions about himself, the company, its purpose, and its future. Enjoy!
My name is Bert Borman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of governance.com. Governance.com is a technology company that helps regulated companies like banks, fund managers, fund administrators to deal with oversight. And we do that by unlocking the data that they have across the organization and connecting that into processes so that they can very efficiently take decisions in the company. Our company exists because the financial sector and regulated companies, they have a big problem in dealing with data. And because they have this big problem in dealing with data, they are not in control. And if you talk about corporate governance, this is what we do at the end of the day, it's all about having control. But you can't have control if you don't have access to the data. So I was in this position when I was working for a bank before. And at a certain moment when I was doing my spreadsheets, trying to connect together all the data, I said there must be a better way to do it. And I looked around, I really couldn't find anything that was efficient, that was as simple as my spreadsheet, but that would give me the control. And so I convinced my brother to start a company with me and to build a product for that, and that became governance. Yeah, so the way that we do that is we look at how every company is organized. So there's data sitting in core banking systems, there's data sitting in spreadsheets, there's data sitting in file folders, and we make a map of where the different data points are, how they should be connected, and then we build that into governance. So governance becomes essentially an overlay that gives you instantly an idea of where everything is, how you're doing, and what are the controls that you should be performing. Well, first of all, get dressed. That's important. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to do business. But then afterwards, I mean, when I start looking at my day, the first thing that I do is to look at my calendar, obviously. So to see what can I expect for today. How much time do I have in between meetings also, because that's where you do the other work. But then comes the second most important thing, which is that I'm very task oriented. So I think that if you want to achieve certain things during the day, you need to organize yourself. Otherwise you end up fighting all the fires and you don't do any of the important work. So what I do is I basically have 2 task lists. I have my email, which is for me a task list. Everything that is in there should be something you should do. And then I have my task list, which I keep in governance. And the 2 together, that makes the map of what I need to be doing during the day. So what I do with email, for example, is that I apply a principle called GTD, getting things done, which means that whatever is in your inbox, you either need to handle today, or you need to snooze it, or you need to get rid of it. And so very often you need to read it and then you get rid of it. But whatever you cannot do today, you need to plan it ahead for the future so that you don't keep looking at it. And the same thing for the task list. So when I look at my task list, I prioritize it every day because the priorities may change. But I prioritize the most important things that I absolutely need to get done today, in what orders if I can, and the rest I hide. Because psychologically, if you don't constantly see the things that you can't be working on, you're focusing on the right things, and you get a certain calm in your work, even though your day is very busy. The very big point for us was the winning of the FinTech Awards in 2016, which was kind of the validation of our business. I compare it a little bit with the hype cycle. You know, the hype cycle you get very excited at a certain moment, and then you get into the valley of the disillusionment. And that's the entrepreneurial road is exactly like that. So in the beginning you're very energetic, you have ideas to change the world, but at a certain moment you realize that the financial sector, for example, that we're operating in is rather slow, you don't have references, and so it's very easy to get into this point where you say it's not working. So at a certain moment, if you can get that kind of validation, it does two things. First of all, it validates your business model towards clients. But it also gives you renewed energy, because you say, yeah, somebody else believes in our idea, yeah, that gives you the energy and the power to continue. So we've won other awards since, which is great. Every time that happens, it's again a new validation, but the first one is the one that was the best. The most important thing right now is that we have the traction, so that means that new business is coming in. It's when you start getting traction as a company, it's very easy to get distracted. So there's always this other shiny thing at the horizon that you want to look at, and it's very important to stay focused. So that is one of the things that we do. The other thing that is really important for us is that we keep delivering on our promises. So no matter how many clients we onboard, we need to make sure that every client that we onboard, that we deliver on the deadlines that we promise, and we do it with above the quality that they are expecting. And that is one of the biggest pitfalls for companies that are starting to scale up, is that how do you maintain the quality and the speed while dealing with larger volumes. And so we're constantly thinking about how can we make it even easier for clients to work with us. So we do a lot of the thinking work even before the project with the client starts, and that's something that is a big part of the scaling up phase. We're pretty ambitious, so we want governance.com to become the global standard in efficient corporate governance, both in the financial sector and in other sectors as well. And so what we're aiming in 5 years from now is that anybody that has any kind of governance discussion, be it board governance, data governance, document governance, process governance, whenever somebody has that kind of discussion, we want them to think about us, because by that time everybody will know that we can make those processes so much more efficient and that we can help them do their business better.